इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Very good afternoon to all the dear friends. Franchise India team welcome all of you to our digital presentation of the business opportunity which we have got for you, business opportunity over chai. This is a 45-minute session which we will start with the correct and the complete understanding from brand side with the help of the PPT. Then we'll move towards the panel discussion. Hence, we request all of you to share your queries, feedback, and suggestion in question and answer box. We love to take your queries. Franchise India is helping day in, day out all the investors in getting the maximum business solutions, franchise opportunity from our side so that you can take a conscious and right decision of selecting the perfect franchise for you, for yourself, and as well as for your family. With this introduction, we welcome management team of Franchise India. And our management team will take all your queries during the panel discussion. The business opportunity which we are representing for everyone joining in today is Vayu. It's India's leading electric scooter rental brand. And today we have invited Mr. Ashish, who's a director and founder at Vayu, to talk about this brand. It's a great opportunity for everyone where you get a fixed return with a monthly payout and they perform work on an attractive rate of returns. So thank you so much, Ashish, for joining in today. We are very delighted to have you on board. Can we request you to have a presentation from your side so that we start with the formal presentation?
Ashna, let's play the video first.
Sure, Kanika, we would love to.
Sure.
बाजार में उतर गई हैं। टीवीएस, बजाज और हीरो के ई बाइक्स पहले ही बाजार में मौजूद हैं। देश में ई वाहन के बदलते माहौल के बीच हाल ही में वायु नाम का ई स्कूटर भी लॉन्च किया गया। इसकी खासियत ये है कि ये एक खास तरह की बैटरी से चलता है, जिसे VA वायु नाम की स्टार्टअप कंपनी ने बनाया है। लेकिन इस ई स्कूटर को बेचने के लिए नहीं बनाया गया, बल्कि किराए पर देने के मकसद से ही इसे बाजार में उतारा जा रहा है। इसका दोहरा फायदा है। एक तो आपको स्कूटर खरीदने के लिए एक मुश्त खर्च करने की जरूरत नहीं, ऊपर से चलाते वक्त पेट्रोल का खर्च भी नहीं। दूसरे वाहनों के मुकाबले इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों के रखरखाव और मेंटेनेंस में खर्च भी कम होता है।
लोगों के खर्चे कम होते हैं इसमें। पेट्रोल ऑलमोस्ट 100 रुपए से ऊपर हो चुका है। सबको रियलाइज हो रहा है कि अगर वो पेट्रोल के पे रहेंगे तो महीने का 3-4 हजार रुपए महीना कहीं नहीं गया, खाली पेट्रोल।
ये ई स्कूटर दिल्ली जैसे शहर में दम घोटू पॉल्यूशन को रोकने में बड़ी भूमिका निभा सकता है।
हमने ये भी ऑब्जर्व किया, डेटा ये बोलता है कि एक इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर तकरीबन 100 पेड़ लगाने के बराबर की मुहिम है। तो हालांकि मैं अपना वायु को रेंट करके वो पर्यावरण में एक अपना बहुत बड़ा योगदान प्ले कर रहे हैं।
चूंकि ये स्कूटर सिर्फ किराए पर ही मिलेगा, इसलिए इससे लोगों को बैंकों की किश्त से भी आजादी मिलेगी। अपनी जरूरत के मुताबिक आप एक हफ्ते में 950 रुपए की फीस देकर ये स्कूटर चला सकते हैं। कंपनी का दावा है कि एक बार फुल चार्ज होने पर ये स्कूटर 50 से 60 किलोमीटर तक जा सकता है।
तो सर वो मेरा रोज का जो काम है उसके 200-250 रुपए तो पेट्रोल के चले जाते थे।
और अब अगर देखा जाए तो रोज के कितने पड़ रहे हैं?
अब इसका रोज का मैक्सिमम 10 रुपए पड़ रहा है। 10 रुपए वो पड़ रहा है और 100 रुपए रेंट का समझ लो, तो काफी इजी है सर।
तो यही सोच है शायद वायु की भी और इसके कस्टमर्स की भी कि एक तो पर्यावरण का सहारा बने, पर्यावरण को बचाने के लिए जो इस मुहिम इन्होंने चलाई है उसमें एक सजग भूमिका अदा करें, और शायद रेंटल बिजनेस में किस तरीके से इस स्टार्टअप को बढ़ावा दिया जा सकता है उसकी सोच को भी लगातार ये लोग आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। एक और बात भी जहां यहाँ पे ये इम्पोर्टेंट है कि अब तक इनके करीब 300 से ज्यादा कस्टमर हैं जो वायु के इस इलेक्ट्रॉनिक व्हीकल को यूज कर रहे हैं।
दूसरे देशों की तरह भारतीय ऑटो सेक्टर में भी तेजी से बदलाव हो रहा है। हालांकि भारत में अभी ई व्हीकल्स के लिए काफी चुनौतियां हैं, लेकिन ऑटोमोबाइल कंपनियां और सरकार मिलकर उन चुनौतियों पर काबू पाने में जुटी हैं। वरुण सिन्हा के साथ ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट, गुड न्यूज टुडे।
Lovely video, Ashish, on your product. Now we invite you to share your great initiative with all our investors who have joined us today.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you for the great introduction. And I would like to thank everybody who's joined us today. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce what we'll be doing. So we are a long-term rental platform for electric scooters. We have been doing this for approximately about a year and a half now, and we've got tremendous traction. I'll take you through some of the more details. So we are a Government of India recognized startup. We created this service for commuters as well as for businesses. And these scooters go about 70 kilometers per charge. They have GPS devices on board of them, where we can track where the vehicle is going. We can immobilize the vehicle remotely. We can take off the. We can enable the anti-theft alarm remotely. So we have quite a lot of control over there. We have very, very high asset utilization. We are almost utilizing 97% of our assets, and that means the downtime with the customer is also very, very low, less than 1%. There's a strong social aspect wherein we have supported a lot of services during COVID-19. In fact, during both the waves of COVID-19, we did not have any dip in performance. Rather, we had a much higher demand for personal mobility. And of course, we've also, like you saw in the video, we are supporting a lot of gig economy workers, people who are working for Swiggy and Zomato of the world, wherein they are able to almost double their earnings by taking an electric scooter on rent. These are highly customized vehicles. They are customized to reduce the number of breakdowns because we have close to about 20 lakh kilometers worth of data with us, which is more than what a lot of OEMs also have. Because all our vehicles are fitted with IoT and we are living through the life cycle of those. And also we are doing customizations with respect to taking out the risk of pilferages, of theft, of any of those things. So quite a lot of physical as well as IoT related customizations. Everything happens via the app. We have our app both for Android and iOS, and we do quite a stringent KYC. When people have to provide a set of documents on the app itself, and after which they can get the vehicle delivered to their house. Everything happens at the user's house or office or wherever he is. So any drop of the scooter, any pickup of the scooter, any repairs, any maintenance, everything happens at the user's location. So he does not have to move out of his house. And they have removable batteries. So that means that people who don't stay on the ground floor, they can take out the battery, charge it in their home, and get going. And these plans start from as little as $950 for 1 week, and we have plans going up to 6 months. 6 months is at about $3,070 per week, and this per month And these are subscription plans, so that means you pay monthly, and these are all inclusive of taxes, of deliveries, insurances, any repairs, everything is included in those plans, any damages, everything. And these are very, very rugged scooters. They are built to take the punishment of rental use into them. We have covered a little bit of it. We are using 48-volt swappable batteries, and of course, we are using a very, very a suite of GPS technologies, which allow us to geofence these vehicles. So that means they cannot go outside the area of operation. We can switch off these vehicles remotely, and of course, we have a very, very comprehensive insurance around it, and we provide breakdown assistance within 2 hours in our area of operation. A little bit about the team. Myself, I'm basically from IIM Calcutta, 2005 batch. For that, I did my engineering from Delhi College of Engineering. About 16 years of work across 35 to 40 different countries. I've done projects in strategy, in operations, in supply chain, logistics, a lot of things. I've got Atul with us. He is looking at the operations. Again, he's IIM Kozhikode, Delhi College of Engineering, about 15 years of work in GraceM, Bharti Infratel, Eugene, etc. We've got Karan on the IT side. He has about 6 years of work has done our app right from the first code to the last, and he's sort of full stack app developer. We've got Yash with us. He is from the industry itself. He was previously at Mega Cabs, has quite a bit of experience on electric vehicle fleet. We have Himanshu who's looking at marketing, and then we have got 6 people on the fleet already on the field who are taking care of the maintenance of vehicles, who are taking care of deliveries and then pickups and so on. So we'll talk a little bit about how the market is evolving. So if you look at it, for the first last 70, 80 years, mobility was a product. So if you wanted to move, you have to buy something. You have to buy a 2-wheeler or you have to buy a 4-wheeler. We've seen in the last 15 to 20 years that has changed. With the coming up of Uber, Ola, Drive-Z, Zoomcar, and so on, it has become more like a service rather than a product. So you will no longer need to buy a vehicle, but you can just have the services. However, that has been absent with the 2-wheeler. So if you look at 2-wheeler, is by far the largest percentage of vehicles on India. About 20 crore 2-wheelers are in India, and on a population of about 140 crores, that means 1 in 7 people have a 2-wheeler. That includes kids, that includes old people, that includes women, that includes everybody. So a very, very substantial part of our population is using 2-wheelers, but there has been no innovation around how these 2-wheelers are owned, how they go through their life cycle in terms of maintenance, repairs, and so on. And that is where we really spot ourselves in. Secondly, if you look at it globally, there are 5 key themes happening across the automotive sector. So this connected vehicles, which means that more and more data is flowing from the vehicle into the cloud. This shared mobility, which you've already seen with Ola and Uber in India. This electric vehicles, this micro mobility, again, a theme which is happening across cities in the world. Cities are realizing that micro mobility is really needed to ensure the last mile is easy for commuters. And lastly, there's autonomous driving. Now, we at Vayu, we span across 4 of these 5 themes. So that means these are all areas of innovation that we have. We have sufficient headroom to innovate over the next 5 to 6 years, and we can keep improving one thing at a time out of these 4 areas and keep improving the user's experience as well as our operations. Lastly, on the slide, you will see that there's a report from Niti Aayog, which says that by 2030, about 35% of passenger miles will be on shared transport, and by 2040, it will be close to 50% of all passenger miles will be on shared transport. This includes 4-wheelers, but still it's a very, very substantial number, and it shows that it's a long-term trend where people are moving from personal transport to shared transport. This links up with our assessment of the market size. So we have not taken the 35 or 50% number that Niti Aayog is proposing. We are taking a very, very conservative 2% number as part of the rental market. So what happens if 2% of this market converts to rental? So for Delhi, that means that Delhi has close to about 70 lakh 2-wheelers, which means 1.4 lakh 2-wheelers will be on rent. both including long-term and short-term rent. And that works out to a market of close to 600 crores per annum. If we extend it to the top 50 cities in India, that works out to almost a $5 billion market per year. And again, we have seen a flavor of this happening in Bangalore, where over a short period of 2 to 3 years, about 25,000 petrol-based shared vehicles appeared on the roads. And we ourselves are already getting quite a lot of queries from a number of different cities for branching out over there. In terms of our customer base, we of course have a very, very strong demand coming in from B2B, wherein sectors like food delivery, online grocery, e-commerce, repair and maintenance, medicine delivery, sales teams. These are all sectors which have multiple digit growth rates, CAGRs in excess of 20 to 30%, and which have been helped by COVID and the lockdown situations, where more and more people are now ordering things. And there's a very, very strong demand coming in from these sectors who need more and more electric vehicles. And besides, from the government side also, there's a very, very strong policy incentive to shift from petrol vehicles to electric vehicles. In fact, very soon in the coming months, because we are part of those government discussions on policy, there is going to be a policy on vehicles being exclusively electric for these delivery services. On the B2C side, of course, there's a long-term demand from office commuters, contract workers, where people are nowadays more and more mobile. So you see people are very, very mobile in terms of the city that they stay in. So, this year they are in Bombay, next year they could be in Pune, third year they are in some other city. And so people are mobile in terms of the city that they stay in. They are mobile in terms of the job that they are working in. So they keep shifting jobs. They are also mobile in terms of the place that they stay in within the same city. And that means their commute is not certain. It means that they are not sure they want to have a commitment of 3 to 5 years by buying a vehicle and having the same commute. So which is where a model like ours works very, very well. People are able to rent it for a period of time of 3 months, 6 months, and use these vehicles without having to commit. And the last bit of it, which is actually the surprising case, is small businesses. So these are small shopkeepers, these are small industries, these are FMCG distributors and so on, who are very, very happy to take up these vehicles. They like the control on their cost. So with petrol, they are not able to control pilferages. They don't know how much cost it is going to be at the end of the month and so on. With electric, the costs are fixed. They like that they get operational savings without spending any capital upfront. So they are able to straight away derive savings. And thirdly, it becomes very easy for them to ramp up or ramp down their businesses. So a lot of these are seasonal businesses. Some have a summer peak, others have high demand during festive season. And it becomes very simple for them to add more scooters, add 1 or 2 more people vis-a-vis buying or getting into long-term commitment. These are some of the CAGRs that we see. So again, e-commerce, very, very healthy growth rate. Food delivery, again, something that is happening for a while and very, very healthy growth. Grocery delivery is what we have seen during the last 1.5 years as having coming up with a very, very high demand, particularly with the likes of Big Basket. In terms of what we are, what the offering to the user is. So we divide it into 3 parts, which is the discovery of the vehicle during the life cycle and at the return of the vehicle. So in terms of the discovery, you're providing a very, very good vehicle with an assured range of 70 kilometers per charge. And in the market, we already see, companies claiming 100 kilometer, 150 kilometer range, but that never really happens. And which is where we are different. We assure a range of 70 kilometers. And if it does not happen, we change the vehicle, we change the battery, or we return the money. So the user is very, very sure what is happening. We offer very, very flexible plans. And these plans start with an upfront deposit of 1,000 rupees, along with an advance payment of 1 week or a month in case of longer plans. And everything happens via the app, all the KYCs, all the payments, everything. And everything is delivered to the user's doorsteps. In terms of during the life cycle of the vehicle, The user's liability is limited to only 1,000 rupees. In fact, it is all covered by the insurance, wherein we have comprehensive insurances on these vehicles. There's also insurance for the vehicle, the rider of the vehicle, the pillion rider. And of course, these are all inclusive packages with maintenance, with wear and tear, parts, everything. We have our own workshop to handle that. And we also maintain our own inventory of spare parts for that. And for ending of the commitment, it's also very simple. There's a lot of flexibility around if people want to pause their plans, or if people want to end their plans anytime. We allow all of that. There are no penalties, and it's very simple to actually end it. And they are facing a lot of challenges because of that. Because with petrol vehicles, as the vehicles become older, their consumption rises. They're not as efficient, and so it becomes more difficult to spread the assets for a long period of time. And for us, it's different that we are operating across both B2B and B2C, which really helps us to manage demand, to build that trust within the consumer, and also to get that viralness of the thing going. In terms of our differentiation, so we have built that on two pillars. So one is on the operational excellence, wherein we work very hard to have the right systems, to have the right processes, to reduce our damages, to control the damages that are in place, and to have a very high fleet utilization. Because end of the day, we have fixed cost, and then we are deploying these vehicles on a variable cost. So for us, it becomes important that as many vehicles are running on the road, are paying us. That is really the crux of the business. And till now, we haven't had any case of fraud or theft or any of those things. The other side of it is on customer centricity, which we realize that about 99 to 100% of the times, our customers' earnings are actually linked with their vehicle. So if he's an office commuter, if he's a small business, or if he's a B2B customer, in case they lose a scooter for a day, they actually lose their earnings for that day. So which means that they need to have very fast service, and which is where we respond. We provide a service within 2 to 3 hours, and that is really helpful for the customer, because they realize that the continuity of business is a lot more important than a few rupees here and there. And that really reflects in our customer retention rate, which is close to about 90%. Our lifetime revenue per customer has been rising every quarter. So that means we are keeping the same customers. We are not losing customers on the way. And there's a very high stickiness of the customers. And both of these things together mean that we have very strong unit economics. We are not losing money. We are making money on these vehicles, and providing good service at the same time. In terms of our infrastructure, we have user apps which are used for everything around the customer interactions. We have another set of apps, which is the operator app, which are used by our executives to do drop-offs, pickups, damage assessments, to do maintenances, scooter swaps, battery swaps, everything. We have two dashboards. We have one for location services. We have another one for transaction-related data. And we have our own workshop of scooters. We have our own inventory of spare parts. This is a spectrum of our customers, and you can see it starts from blue-collar watchmen to business owners to diplomats to women drivers to old driver, young driver, everybody. So we are spanning across different segments of the market. We've also been covered quite a lot by the media. After this, we've also been covered by Economic Times, by CNBC, by yesterday, the video you saw was Aaj Tak, and so on. And then all of it on the back of a good service to the user, a strong track record that we're building, and so on. In terms of the franchise model, so we are looking to expand to different cities. For us, the phase one that we're currently part of is about expanding in our captive market, which is Delhi NCR. We are looking to take this to close to about 5,000 vehicles. After which, we'll be looking to expand into other cities in North India, like Jaipur, Chandigarh, Ludhiana, and so on. And then phase 2 is when we sort of go into the lower part of India, and phase 3 is for the rest of India. So as such, there is a very, very strong demand coming in from both tier 1 and tier 2 cities. And right now, we are short of vehicles, because we always have more demand than what we can supply. And quite a lot of this demand is also led from our corporate customers, led from the likes of e-commerce, grocery delivery, and so on. In terms of our approach towards franchisee, we are looking for a franchisee invested, company-owned and company-operated model, wherein we take care of all the operations, we take care of the utilization. The utilization risk is also on us. We take care of all the marketing related things and all. The franchisee is able to invest into the vehicles. He is able to generate a very, very strong return on his investment, and those returns are also guaranteed. What that does is that allows the franchisee to get to be able to join a very, very sunrise industry at an early stage without any hassle of getting into the operations. They are able to get a very, very high return on their investments. They are able to look at generating revenue streams which are across a couple of different heads. And they are not worried about daily operations, about mechanics, about repairs, about spare parts, and so on. So the calculations that we have worked out, currently these e-bikes are costing us about 56,250 per bike. We are looking to provide a 3.2% per month cash outflow on these bikes, which works out to somewhere around 1,800 per month, and which annually means about 21,600. That means that the payback period is close to about 30 months, and this will be a fixed contract for 4 years, wherein the franchisee is able to generate a monthly income. He's getting his money back every month, and he's able to get about 1.5 times of his money. So on a batch size of 40 bikes, that works out to about an investment of 22.5 lakhs, with a total payout per annum of about 8.65 lakhs. And then the payback period is actually close to about 31 months. So that is a long and short of it. I would be very happy to answer some questions. And, yeah.
Thank you, Ashish.
So thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Ashish, for taking us through the entire presentation and the business model. I would invite Mr. Prashant Bhandari, who is the CEO of Franchise India, to take all your queries. So we request each one of you to share more and more queries in question and answer box. Welcome, Prashant. Over to you.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you for explaining the entire product details to our investors and to all the customers who have joined over you. I wanted to understand, is there any particular area or any geography that you're looking at to expand?
Sorry, your
Prashant, your voice is breaking up. We can't hear you properly.
Okay, is it better now? Is it better now?
Ji.
Okay. I wanted to, for our investors, wanted to know, and for us, is there any specific region or tourist hotspot where we are looking at, aggressively marketing Vayu?
So in terms of the area, we are present across the sectors, and these are slightly long-term rentals. These are week to about 6 months, and majority of our customers are actually between 3 months and 6 months. So that means a lot of our customers are actually businesses or corporates, or people who are really renting it for a long period of time. And as such, till date, for the last 1.5 years, we haven't had the need to aggressively market it anywhere. We are getting a very strong pull from the market. Our waiting list right now is close to about 400 vehicles, and on a base of 300, that means that even today we can place 400 vehicles right away. So to answer it simply, the demand is there. It's a huge amount of demand. Not everybody is capable of handling these vehicles, because there is quite a lot of knowledge, there is quite a lot of know-how that goes into maintaining the fleet, and that is where we sort of come in. But there's no dearth of demand. From our plan point of view, we are looking to keep expanding in Delhi NCR region for the moment, but that does not mean that the investor cannot be part of it, because as such, we are handling the operational part of it. So the investor, wherever he's present, if he's in Jaipur or if he's in Chandigarh or any place, he can still be part of this growth.
So one area that I can think of is the hotspots would be Goa, could be those tourist locations where people want to rent two-wheelers or vehicles for roaming around instead of using cabs and things like that.
No, Prashant, you are looking at those sort of daily or weekend kind of rentals, wherein tourists take it up for 2-3 days, 4 days at a time, and then return it. A large part of our demand is actually coming from delivery companies. So companies like the Big Baskets of the world, companies like Udaan, companies like JioMart company. So these are the companies who have a requirement, even Amazon,
Flipkart, and
thousands of vehicles. And then it's an exploding market.
Courier company, okay.
Exactly.
Delivery. Okay, so one of the questions. Okay. Sorry.
Your voice is
You're saying something? Is it better now?
Yes, much better.
Prashant, facing some network problem. We are not getting you properly.
Okay, one of the question from our, okay, let me change the location. Is it better now? Is it better now?
It's better now. Maybe you can switch off the video then.
Yeah.
Let me switch it off. Okay. Is it better now?
Ji.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the question from our investor was what is from Vikas Agarwal? What is the what will be the durability? How long can the vehicle last?
So the life of the vehicle is very similar to petrol vehicles, wherein we are expecting them to last for about 5 years.
Okay. Okay. Then one question obviously is if there is any casualty or if there is a breakdown or any accident, God forbid if that happens. Yes. But however, this question is a good question that came in saying that.
Absolutely, it's a brilliant question. In case of any casualty or anything that happens to the rider or the pillion rider, we have a comprehensive insurance from government insurer who will take care of who has the liability to pay for that. We also cover any third-party injuries or any third-party casualties and any third-party property damage. And of course, the vehicle damages are also covered from the insurance side.
Okay. And a lot of questions have been coming in from investors saying that what is the plan in Lucknow? What is the plan in Bangalore? While you have kind of answered this question, would you like to answer it once again?
Yes. So right now we have quite a lot of growth that we see already in Delhi NCR, wherein at least for the next 4,000 to 5,000 vehicles, we have enough demand coming in from our captive region itself. So we would like to consume that demand ASAP. And after that, we will be looking to get into other cities in northern India, which is to say Jaipur, Lucknow, Chandigarh, and so on, wherein we would be looking to eat up this low-hanging growth. And after that, we will be getting into the rest of India.
Okay, friends, I would request all the investors to please ask questions. We have the right, the target audience with us, and we have the right, the people coming from Vayu. So you will actually.
So in between, I'll like to just add a little bit. This kind of a model of fleets being owned by individuals and then given to corporates for deployment. It's a very, very established model. It happens in employee transport. It happens across the world in different segments. And the primary reason is that companies like us, we are very, very well positioned to do maintenance, to do availability of the fleet, to make sure that your fleet is running all the time, it is paying all the time. And it allows the individual to generate those high demand returns. For example, in our case, the rate of return works out close to between over 19% or 20%. And those are very, very high returns. Those are not comparable to any other return wherein you have the the confidence of the asset as a security. And so the user is quite safe in that aspect, and at the same time he's able to pick up a very, very high rate of return.
I think one more question which has come is from Mr. Vikas Agarwal. He seems to be very interested. He's been asking questions, which is very good, and he says that how much time does it take a battery to get full charged? As the range is only 60 kilometers, so how much time does it take to get a fully charged? How much time? Yeah.
So a full recharge takes about 4 hours. Typically, so 60 kilometers is very good for a couple of segments like grocery delivery, office commutes, and medicine delivery, so on. The only customers who are driving more than 60 kilometers are typically Swiggy, Zomato, or food delivery executives. They drive close to about 100 kilometers. And typically how they do it with us right now is they have a full charge in the morning and they do a top-up charge during the afternoon, through which they are able to drive for about 100, 120 kilometers. And that is how they're doing it. So it's already happening. We have the data. And in fact, the video you saw was for a Zomato delivery boy. And they are using it that way.
Which means I think it's a good point that you can actually charge the battery in the night or early morning from 5 to 9 or 6 to 6 to 10 and do your work because we've seen traditional distribution or traditional sending the medicines and vegetables and all that happens between first 4 or 5 hours of the morning, which is 9 to 12 or 9 to 1. And in the afternoon, things get a little slow. So that's the time you can charge your battery, charge your vehicle battery, not your battery. Your battery is totally full charged, your vehicle battery, and then therefore you can do the delivery again in the evening.
Yes, absolutely. That is how they're doing. Yeah.
Okay.
This is another question about manpower cost.
Yeah.
So since this model is company operated, franchisee invested, there are actually zero manpower cost to the investor. Everything is getting handled by the company itself.
So friends, okay, and then there is a lot of questions coming in. Ashish, be ready. I think this is talk of the town, and this industry is talk of the town. We recently did a FRO Expo in Delhi. And I could see a lot of traction and I could see a lot of people getting into this part of the segment, which is green fuel, which is, battery operated vehicles. So this is you will have a lot of questions and I hope you have time and patience to answer.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. So Jitesh is asking what else cost to invest in the business model apart from bike cost, land cost or showroom cost? Is there any other cost?
No, there's absolutely no hidden cost, nothing. It's a very plain vanilla cost of investing into the vehicle. There is no annualized cost, no other insurance cost, maintenance cost, nothing else. So the investor puts in 56,250 per vehicle, and he gets a fixed return of 1,800 per month. There's no cost of land cost, because in any case we also don't have that cost, because these vehicles are deployed with the user for a long period of time, and we don't need to have showrooms, we don't need to have any land. The only thing we maintain are workshops, which we have a responsibility to maintain, and everything happens via the app. So there is no other cost. There's another question: how do you support charging? Will customers be franchisees' responsibility? No, absolutely not. The customer acquisition is our responsibility. We have tie-ups with the large corporates who have these demand for a huge number of bikes. We already have pre-booked requirements for these bikes, and quite a lot of these bikes are also now going in for a longer period of time, say 1 year or 2 year contracts. So as such, it becomes very simple. That our franchisees buying the bikes, we are making sure that those bikes are running all the time, and the large corporates are using those bikes. So it is as simple as that. In terms of charging, we provide a portable charger with all our scooters. They can be plugged into any normal 3-pin plug anywhere in your home or in the office, anywhere. And that is how users are charging it. There's one question on the time to replace the battery.
So I think it says, yeah.
So it takes about a minute to swap the battery in case of a discharge battery. And if the question is what is the life of the life of the battery is close to about 3 years. So at the end of 3 years, the battery has a remaining end of life value of about 50% of the battery cost, and we will be changing that battery after 3 years.
Okay.
So then your question of what is the minimum investment? The minimum investment is about 16 lakhs. That works out to close to about 30 units. So second part of the question is FICO model, investor can be anywhere. Absolutely. It does not matter which city the investor is from, where the bikes are deployed as such, because yeah, the investor's role is mainly from a financing point of view. Then we have a question of how long the 1,800 per bike per month will be paid to the investor. So we'll have a fixed contract of 4 years. So for 4 years, there's a compulsory payment from our side to the owner of the bike. And after 4 years, we can purchase the bike from you, or if the investor wants, they can take the bike with themselves. That still has value in it. And that is how it is. Then your question of what is the guarantee for the investment. So the guarantee for the investments, we will have a bike sort of a sale agreement as part of our investment, that at any point, if those 1,800 per month does not happen, the investor gets possession of those bikes, and we also have PDCs along with these bikes. So that means that we are obligated to pay for those bikes. Anything else you would add on this, Prashant? Because I think it's interesting.
No, I think you covered a lot of things which the investors are asking. Any space requirement? I think space, yes. You would like to answer, Ashish? Space
yes. So the space requirement, everything comes from us. Typically, for any new city that we start, we just need a couple of 100 square feet for our workshop requirement, but nothing beyond that, because these bikes are hardly with us. They always remain with the users. In case a user does not need the bike anymore, typically we redeploy it within the field itself from one user to another. So we don't need any large amount of space. Then we have a question: who will take care of the maintenance? The maintenance is totally on us. We will take care of the maintenance, because end of the day we have to pay $1,800 to our investors, and that means the bikes have to be deployed. So they have to be met. What is the buyback amount after 4 years? So in our calculations till now, we have assumed only the monthly returns, and those monthly returns give you about an IRR of about 19% or so. The buyback amount after 4 years. Again, Prashant, would you like to handle that?
So what is the buyback amount after 4 years?
Yes. So till now, the calculation you have done is only for the monthly returns. On the basis of that itself, you are already getting about close to about 19% per annum.
So we have Nikita with us. Nikita, would you like to answer this particular query?
Nikita?
So we'll take to we'll move to next question.
I'll answer this in a different way. Hello. So as such, we have not till now we have not done any fixed cost for buyback. If the investors would be interested, we can do a commitment for that. But I'm sure the market price for that buyback, even after 4 years, will be higher than what we will commit. And already, as I said, with the monthly returns, the IRR is already over 19%. So anything that you get for the buyback is a cherry on top. Really takes a return beyond 20-21%. I think we have a couple of questions on marketing and sales. So everything on the marketing and sales side is our responsibility. As I said, we already have those contacts with the corporates who require these bikes in multiple numbers, and those are our tie-ups, and we will extend those to all the bikes. And as such, the investor is not responsible for the utilization of those bikes. So for our own sake, we will ensure that those bikes are placed, and there are no marketing costs, no customer acquisition cost, nothing. So there's a question from Prankur Jain. Can we get any
POC so that we can call them, ask things? And
what is that?
POC is, I think he's asking proof of concept, if I'm right. If
okay.
I understand.
So of course we can link you up with our customers. You can have a chat with them and get to know how things are going with them.
I think there are a couple of repeat questions. How much area required to start up? As Mr. Ashish said, about 100 square yards, right, Ashish?
So the area requirement is our responsibility. As such, it is not the investor's responsibility. We are taking care of that. There's another question from Mr. Vikas. Of course, on a simple interest, things will be different. But then there is a monthly payment we are doing, which means that it does not work as a simple interest, because every month we are returning back the capital. If of course the investor decides not to take that, then of course it will be a very, very different calculation. But because the investor is getting a monthly payment, the principal is reducing every year. So almost 9 lakhs out of the 22 lakhs is getting returned every year.
So the workshop or the minimum 100 square feet space, which you are saying, it will be arranged by Vayu or the investor?
It will be arranged by Vayu. So Vayu is taking care of this. So, because end of the day, it becomes very, very tedious for an investor to get into all of those things.
Return will be on monthly basis. I think last question that we can take, will it be monthly or a yearly return? So
we will be paying $1,800 every month for the next 4 years.
Sure.
So yeah, that is how we'll be paying.
So thank you so much, Ashish, for answering all the questions from our investors. And dear investors, friends, please get in touch with us, Franchisee India, and we will have all those queries, questions answered to you by our specialized key account manager, and who will be in touch with you, as well as Vayu team, and therefore we can have a collaboration, a successful collaboration with Vayu and with the investors and obviously Franchise India. So please ask for. Yeah, sorry, Ashish.
I'll be happy to answer more questions. I mean, in case anything that people need. So I'll be happy to answer.
Ashish, yeah, if you want to take any of the further query before we close the session, quickly, if you want to take any query.
So there's another query. If we give any lead to company and if that unit gets sold, will there be an extra incentive for that? So as such, we are not in the business of selling these vehicles. We are purely in the business of rentals. But of course, if there is a large enough interest for leads or for any selling, we can look at that qualitatively. But as such, the core business is rental.
Sure. So thank you so much, Ashish, for joining in today. But before we close the session, your final remark, your closing remark for all our investors.
I think first of all, thanks to all the investors, to Franchise India for this opportunity, for giving us the time to explain this thing. I think it's a brilliant opportunity to be part of a great change. So we often talk about people who participated in telecom revolution in '95, or who were part of Maruti Udyog in 1983 or 1980. So these are all very, very sunrise sectors. So over the next 15 to 20 years, things will be very, very different. People who get into it right now will be able to make quite good returns. Will be able to benefit out of this whole sector over the next quite a lot of years. And so this is an opportunity to be part of that. And would love to really work with these investors to answer any questions that they have, and because I do keep seeing questions around space requirement, around manpower requirement, but that is not really the model that we are coming out with. It's a more where operations and everything is handled by us, and the investor is participating in the fleet. The investor has the safety of the fleet, the security of the fleet, and he's able to get good returns out of it. So that is I think what I wanted to say.
Sure. So thank you so much, Ashish, for joining in today. It was a great interacting with you, and thank you so much, all the dear friends, for showing so much of love. We got approximately exactly 30 queries from your side. That shows the kind of the interest you have in this particular brand. We would like to thank Prashant Bhandari also for taking all the queries coming on this particular call. Thank you so much, Nikita, for joining in today. All the dear friends, we have kept a special day, Discovery Day, which we call, where you have a chance to meet Ashish one-to-one. The date is 17th of September. You can book your slot with us. We will block your slot for Ashish to have one-to-one interaction. Please do reach out to us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. Also write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Also, you can connect with different social handles. We are available at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Your valuable suggestion will help us in more and more growth. You want more expert advice, you want more guidance from the management team of Franchise India, it's very easy to get it. Please join them at the LinkedIn platform. The link as well as information on your screen. You can easily join Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am on the LinkedIn platform. And tomorrow, under our Saturday weekend series, we are bringing the 3rd episode of ROI show. This show talks about the business opportunities as well as is completely dedicated towards your ROI. So don't miss this chance. Join us tomorrow, where Mr. Maria, who is the chairman, will talk specific 10 pointers on ROI. So please join us tomorrow, sharp 12 p.m. by doing registration either at our business hotline number, or you can visit it at the Facebook, where we have shared the registration link. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ashish.